Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Leeds have coming off the back of a massive win at home against Leicester City, but in today's video we're going to talk about what lies ahead of us for the rest of the season and hopefully our path to promotion. So we're not going to talk about the FA Cup game against Chelsea, but I will be live for that, so join me on the channel. But we are going to talk about the remaining games that we've got and the run-in that we've got. And I know a lot of the other teams around us, specifically Southampton and Leicester, have got harder run-ins than we have. Ours is quite kind, other than having Southampton on the last day of the season. But I want to talk a little bit about why I think that we are going to get promoted now. And people say, oh, don't tempt fate and all those things. I don't believe in that. I think when you look at things logically, Leeds United have all the tools at their disposal to get promoted. We're on this run at the perfect time as well. 9 wins out of 9 available wins so far this year in 2024. Next up, we've got Huddersfield away from home, which pretty much is a home fixture considering how close it is to Leeds. There's not a massive amount of travelling involved, so that's great. And I think whilst Huddersfield have had a sort of upturn in form recently, Leeds should have the tools to get the job done. Psychologically, Leeds, having won 9 games out of 9 this year, conceded only 2 goals, it's got to give you a massive boost. You start to go into every single game thinking, we're not going to lose this. Like, we can't lose this now. Which, yeah, people say, well, maybe that comes with complacency as well. But the way that things have been handled by Farke, by the club, by the players themselves, and the professionalism shown in these games, it's not complacency. It's well backed up with the amount of skill that we have. So Huddersfield away, and I think that's going to be a Leeds United victory. Then we've got Stoke at home on Tuesday, the 5th of March. Again, a home game, so that's good for us. Stoke not been very good this season at all. We really should have done a number on them earlier in the season, but since then we've had a little bit of a change in tactics. We've had different players playing in different positions. You've had Patrick Bamford come back into the squad and start to play his way into form again, because obviously he missed that penalty in that game, and since then he's had a complete renaissance of his championship career. So I think coming back into that one, if we play the way that we played in these 9 games, you've got to be beating Stoke. Then you've got Sheffield Wednesday, who are also not a great side, struggling a little bit. They can't play Jan Poveda against... Oh, wait, can they play Jan Poveda? I think it might have been a loan in the end. I can't remember because they couldn't get it done on the time, but I'm not too worried even if Jan Poveda can play. But that's away. But again, another Yorkshire derby. The players, the fans, everybody will be up for that, and you've got to feel like Leeds are a team that can go away to Sheffield Wednesday and win there. So, I mean, at the moment, you can't really see us losing. It's like another 3 wins in a row, which beats our record. So when you start to look at these fixtures, you've got Millwall after that. Then you've got Watford away, which might be a tougher fixture. I know they haven't been great this season, but you never know when you go down there which Watford's going to show up. And then you've got Hull City at home, who have been better. And this is when I think it starts to come into the more difficult territory. Once you get past the next 4 games of Huddersfield, Stoke, Sheffield Wednesday and Millwall, that's when you start to hit Watford, Hull City, Coventry and Sunderland, Blackburn, Middlesbrough. I think that sort of 6-game run there is going to make or break us. But I do feel like we've got enough to get through those. I think we're going to beat Watford and Coventry, beat Sunderland. I think maybe we might struggle against Hull. Don't know. And then maybe Middlesbrough as well at the end of that little run as well. So, yeah, I think we're going to pick up not maximum points from these games, but what are the chances that we actually go to the end of the season and still remain unbeaten this year and at home and winning every game this year? We are going to lose at some point. But hopefully, because in the next 3 or 4 games, I think we're going to win them, it might lift us up to a level where it doesn't necessarily matter as much if we do drop points in some of these games. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this momentum that we're in now gets us away even more from Southampton and perhaps Ipswich as well, in the fact that we might actually be able to drop points and it not be the end of the world. But yeah, people are saying Southampton on the final day of the season, but with the fact that they've dropped 5 points behind us now, it might be that might not be such a big game as we thought it might be if we can get away from them before then. So, of course, you've got Blackburn, Middlesbrough, like I mentioned, and then QPR and Southampton on the 4th of May, the last game of the season. So whilst that's still going to be a big game because it's one of the toughest sides in the division to play against, hopefully we're away from them by then. Hopefully we're away from Ipswich as well. But I truly believe that with the momentum that we've got, we've had this run at the perfect time, like coming into this year and bouncing off these teams, just win. And when you're 1-0 down against Leicester in the 80th minute and you win 3-1, that is just got to be a sign that we're going to go on to smash things. So join me live on, is it Wednesday night we play Chelsea? I think it is, yeah, Wednesday night in the FA Cup 5th round. Hopefully we at least, well, if we lose that game, I don't know whether that affects us slightly mentally, saying, oh, we've finally lost a game in 2024. But I think because it's Chelsea and it's the FA Cup, it's not really going to bother us about the league. But it will be a good it'll be a good test of what we might play like against the Premier League sides, what we might play like when we're in the Premier League. But obviously, if we do go up, we'll have a lot of recruitment before we play them. But it would be a nice little test of playing an actual Premier League side and seeing what happens. And to be honest, I'm not really bothered about the result either way. So it might be nice just to have another relaxing watch of Leeds United without the stress and the anxiety. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen over the rest of the season, basically. And I do think we're going to get promoted. When we look at the table at the moment, 34 games played, and we're on 72 points. So, I mean, we're on track to hit maybe 90 plus points here, 90, 95, 100 points even. So, I mean, if you hit that, the chances of a third team being involved in that race is ridiculous. And honestly, I think at this point we might overtake Leicester. They've lost their last 2 games. They're still 6 points ahead of us, but I mean, it might be Leeds and Ipswich that go up and Leicester come third. Can you imagine that? That would be so good considering how cocky some of their fans have been over the course of this season. But yeah, for me, I think we are going to get promoted, and I think it's one of those things where we have that run of form, we have that mentality, we have that winning way, and I just think we've got enough to get us over the line at the end of this season. And if we do go up, we've got the 49ers backing us now. We've got that monetary incentive to say, go out and buy those players, go out and buy everybody you need to survive in the Premier League. We'll do a lot more videos on talking about whether Farke's football will work in the Premier League, all that sort of thing, conversations to be had at a later date. But at this moment, after 9 wins out of a possible 9 wins, Leeds United are on a massive, massive roll, and I, for one, am so excited to see us play again and hopefully beat Huddersfield this coming weekend. And of course, yeah, join me midweek as well for the live watch along of the Chelsea game, and there'll be a live watch along of the other game as well. Plenty of match reactions, plenty of stuff, all to hit that big red button for. We're trying to get to the next big milestone, which will be 8K. If we can do 8K by the end of the season, that would be amazing. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time on Leeds Lately.